Yo, it's Lil Smoke, I'm a friend of you. When you hit me up in time, you know I got your weed. Some call me Lil Smoke, some call me Big Hitter. When I start my smoking, I ain't ever quit.
Before Blackbear dropped tracks like Up in This, IDFC, and Do Re Mi.
Don't rate me for so done with you, girl.
Before working with the likes of Gucci Mane, Justin Bieber, 2 Chainz, G-Eazy, and Jacob Sartorius.
I'm with Jacob, girl, so you know we finna take over the whole world.
Before he uploaded a music video on Pornhub.
Got rich, real bad bitch, playboy shit, that's some playboy shit.
Before getting co-signs from the likes of Kylie Jenner and Snoop Dogg. Blackbear was born to a teen mom and a heroin-addicted father who didn't stick around long. The family relied on food stamps to survive, but young Matt still managed to get his hands on a snare drum and a guitar by the age of 6. By 11, he was forming his first punk band, and by 16, he was signed to an indie label, and dropping out of high school to pursue his musical career. Still, it would be another decade of struggling behind the scenes before Blackbear would come out of hibernation and into the spotlight. What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Blackbear prior to fame. Here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, we've covered a ton of his collaborators in the past, like Gucci Mane, G-Eazy, and even Jacob Sartorius. So definitely check out those videos and let me know, as always, in the comments down below who you want me to document next. I actually was watching Blackbear on Instagram Live, and then I threw out a Before They're Famous, and I got his attention. Small world.
What's up? What's up?
I'm too dark to see.
Yeah. Say what's up, Boogie.
What's up, Boogie?
Blackbear was born Matthew Tyler Musto on November 27, 1990 in Daytona Beach, Florida. His biological father was a heroin addict who decided to ditch the family, leaving his teenage mom to raise young Matthew and his little brother on her own. That is, until she met his stepfather, who adopted the boys as his own. Now, Blackbear's stepdad owned a business that scrapped barnacles off of boats, while his mother, well, she worked as a secretary. The family had frequent trouble making ends meet and relied on food stamps to get by. Good thing they weren't eating them barnacles. Now, growing up, Blackbear recalls being a troublemaker, a class clown, and a show-off. He was always drawn to playing music. A friend of his dad's bought him a snare drum, which he would bang on for hours on end. He got his first guitar when he was 6 years old. It wouldn't be long before Matt would be getting into punk music. It started with a fascination with Blink-182, then a babysitter introduced him to bands like New Found Glory and Catch-22. Punk bands like these became serious musical influences. They also influenced his personal style. He stated, "I would dress crazy. I was the only real punk rock kid in my school with like the plaid pants and the rancid t-shirt, and I'm talking 4th grade. That kind of style in the 4th grade, that's pretty good." Now, by 11 years old, Matt was starting punk bands and playing at birthday parties. He would eventually get together with his friends to form a band, Polaroid. They posted their first song to MySpace back in 2006, and an anonymous fan posted this video of them playing the next year. Matt was still in the 9th grade when Polaroid got signed to an indie label called Leak Knob Records. He promptly dropped out of high school to chase the dream. The band released a demo called The Cure Demo, an EP called Inside and Out, and an album called Paint the Town. They played festivals and the group developed a small following, but they weren't exactly charting Billboard. By 2008, Blackbear was ready to start a solo career under his real name, Matt Musto.
I just can't refuse falling in love with you.
Under his real name, he released an EP called Brightness in 2008. He sent the EP around the industry, getting attention from the likes of Neo, who invited him to move to Atlanta and start churning out songs in the studio. Eventually, Neo would offer Matt a deal, but he wasn't happy with the terms and moved back home to live with his mom. Then Mike Herron from Warner Music called, and Matt flew out to LA to work with him. Contrast was released in 2009, with Exposure following in 2010. That year, he also put out a Christmas song with Tyler Carter, who is best known for being the vocalist of a metalcore band known as Issues. The song was titled I Hate the Holidays.
How I hate the holidays.
This was soon followed by a single called Douchebag.
How about you leave that douchebag and be with me, girl?
In the summer of 2011, he released an EP called Year of the Blackbear, and sure enough, Going forward, he decided to use Blackbear as his moniker. One of the first artists he started working with under his name was Mike Posner. With him, Blackbear would go on to both write and feature on songs like Oshfest and Marauder Music.
This is what you listen to in the Marauder.
The two would collaborate for years and go on to create the alternative R&B duo Mansions. Blackbear would also team up with Machine Gun Kelly for the song End of the Road, which he also wrote and featured on.
Take my name, remember this face, keep the change and have a nice day.
In 2012, Blackbear would have a huge boost to his career when he co-wrote the Justin Bieber song Boyfriend.
If I was your boyfriend, never let you go.
Although when he first came up with the song, it sounded a little different.
Inside of your bedroom, no one has to know. Really? Once we were like, this could be a really big song, we changed the words to more fit like a pop artist. Yeah.
With the new lyrics as well as some guitar production and background vocals for Blackbear, the song would go on to hit number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and be certified 6 times platinum. Blackbear was super pumped to be a part of such a big hit. Still, it's not like he was getting much recognition.
And I turned it up really loud. And I was telling them, this is my song, this is my song. Yeah. And I was like running around there, and they're just like, that's Justin Bieber, that's not your song.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for real though. Very few people care about the writers. Fortunately, Blackbear was also working on his own music. He released his debut EP, Foreplay, on April 20th, 2012, and followed it up with a mixtape called Sex on October 31st, 2012. In 2013, his work with Mike Posner would finally see a release, as would his official debut single, NYLA, which unfortunately did not chart. But the next year, his song, IDFC, would hit number 14 on the US R&B chart and be certified platinum.
I'm only a fool for you.
The song would become the debut single for his studio album Dead Roses, released in February of 2015. The album peaked at 37 on the US R&B chart, and Blackbear kept at it. In April of 2014, he released the EP, The Afterglow, followed by Dead in 2015. And in November of 2015, he dropped Help, which hit number 34 on the R&B chart. That year, he would also release his single For You and Dirty Laundry. Meanwhile, he also continued to work behind the scenes for major artists. This kid doesn't sleep. In 2014 alone, he co-wrote for Nick Jonas' song Numb. He produced 3 songs for G-Eazy, including one that he also wrote and featured on. He wrote a song for the Janoskians and co-wrote and co-produced 2 songs for Tokyo Police Club. Over the years, he would continue his writing and producing, working with the likes of Tyler Carter, Mod Sun, Hoodie Allen, Kyle, Olivia O'Brien, Ro James, Travis Mills, Skizzy Mars, Charles Quirk, and Linkin Park. In 2016, he would collaborate with Mod Sun for the album Hotel Motel and released 2 EPs, Drink Bleach and Kashmir News, which would chart Billboard, peaking at 108 on the Billboard 200 and number 5 on the US R&B album chart. Still, his singles Girl Like You, Different Hoes, and Wanderlust, well, they failed to chart.
I know how to please you, Hennessy in the freezer. It's all at your leisure, baby.
One morning in 2016, he woke up with what he thought was a bad case of acid reflux, but his stomach cramps got worse and worse throughout the day. After collapsing in his merch warehouse, he started vomiting blood. As he was rushed to the hospital, well, then he was diagnosed with necrotizing pancreatitis. This means his pancreas was so swollen that the enzymes the organ produced got stuck, and to kill the local tissue. I don't know. Basically, his pancreas, it was killing itself. The condition is usually caused by excessive drinking, and even though Blackbear has quit drinking since, well, he still had to return to the hospital several times to drain cysts on his pancreas. And it doesn't look like he'll be boozing it up anytime soon. This story just got ugly real quick. Now I've learned my lesson, he told Noisy. I tried to do the whole I can have 1 glass of champagne and that sent me to the hospital. I have to watch it. Scary. He wrote Digital Drug Lord while in the hospital. The cover art of the album is of a woman with pill bottles taped across her chest, representing the fact that he had to take pills to stay alive.
I was in the hospital all last year.
I did see that.
I wrote the album in the hospital, and a lot of good came out of it. I got another shot at life, and that's what created this album.
The album was released in April of 2017 and hit number 7 on the R&B chart and 14 on the Billboard 200. He got Gucci Mane to feature on the album's second single, Do Re Mi, and apparently the song's chorus was all inspired by a successful tweet.
I think I tweeted the lyric, Do Re Mi Fa So Fucking Done With You, and it was my first tweet that got
over like 100,000 retweets or something.
The earworm made its way on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 40 and hit number 2 on the US R&B chart. His next album, Cyber Sex, would be released in November of the same year, with tracks like Up in This featuring Tanashi and Playboy Shit featuring Lil Aaron. And the music video for that song would be released on Pornhub. Also in 2017, Blackbear would be teaming up with Musical.ly's brightest star for the song, Hit Me Back.
What's up with that? Get you all day, but you never hit me back.
While his health issues persist, Blackbear shows no signs of slowing down. He continues to work as a producer and writer for other artists, and his hip-hop duo Mansions released their self-titled debut studio album just last year. As for the rest of the story, well, we'll have to wait and see, because this is before they are famous. My name is Michael McCrudden, and we make all sorts of celebrity bios here for you on this channel. We have a rappers playlist that you should definitely check out. But let me know who else you want me to document in the comments down below. Also, our most popular videos, they're right here. That's Tanashi, he's killing it. Anyways, see you guys in another video. Boom! Oh my god, I filmed this at midnight. This is the latest I've ever filmed. After collapsing in his merch warehouse, he started vomiting blood. As he was rushed to the hospital, well then he was diagnosed with necrotizing pancreatitis. This means his pancreas was so swollen that the enzymes the organ produced got stuck. And to kill the local tissue. I don't know. Basically his pancreas, it was killing itself.